I was a very fortunate little girl. You don't get to choose your parents, although in some instances parents get to choose children. I grew up in the heart of Manhattan, the daughter of an obstetrician and gynecologist, so a lot of female things all the time. Had one sister who's older than I, and she's still around wonderfully. And my mom, who was all but her PhD from Columbia in economics, and her father had been the head of economics at Columbia University. And so grew up in a very high-level expectation, education-focused family. A lot of volunteer work done by my mother and my father. My father taught the nurses in the Bronx, obviously gratis. And my mom just did a lot of work, especially up in the Harlem area back in the 50s, 60s. And it was always their expectation that my sister and I, there was just no choice. You will go on, you will be educated, and you will give back to your communities. And we expect that from you, not only when in later life, but while you're growing up. You have to go back to the beginning, because I really, I went to an all-girls school, 2nd through 12th grade in New York City, and from there to an all-women's college outside of Philadelphia. So there was never in my mind a reason to doubt if I worked hard and I focused, I could achieve. And so that was the expectation my parents put. And again, it was about the adults, and it was about the grandparents, and about respecting elders, and being polite, and waiting your turn, and giving your seat on the bus or the trolley or the subway to a pregnant lady or to somebody older than you. And so, you know, I think it was all, it was a growing piece of life for me. And mostly focused on what my parents expected from my sister and myself. And I think, you know, for myself, there wasn't a myself really so much. I adored my parents. I respected them. And so I ran a pretty straight line and did what was expected. Everything in those days was not focused on the child and the child being happy. It was on the bar's high. And if you can reach it, we're going to raise it a little bit more, because we know you can do more than's expected of you. So I was very fortunate again. I mean, you can be born to anyone in the best of circumstances and in the worst of circumstances. And I lucked out.